really great to be a billionaire? I'm just looking at these numbers. 2,300 acres. That's how much of Kauai that Mark Zuckerberg now owns. Now, to put this into perspective, it's bigger than Disneyland and Central Park combined. He claims that this is not necessarily true, but everybody's reporting that there's at least a 5,000 square foot underground bunker, tunnels with an escape hatch. He's also starting a cattle ranch on the property where he says he's going to make some of the highest quality beef in the entire world. They are Wagyu and Angus, and they are growing up eating macadamia nut meal, and also they're drinking beer, which is also produced on the compound. I mean, after all, with all the competition, the stakes are high. Oh, yes. And on that happy note, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's the nation's largest show about all things digital. It's the award-winning, it's the best, it's the most trusted source, because after all, I'm America's beloved digital goddess, Kim Komando, here with you once again. And of course, you can find the Kim Komando Show on over 425 top stations across the United States. And we're streaming in your favorite radio app. And you can also get the Kim Komando Show as a podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And just a reminder, you can actually watch the show too by heading over to youtube.com/Kim Komando. And a big hello and salute goes out to all of our listeners on the American Forces Network Radio. Over 375,000 U.S. service members in 175 different countries, and 200 ships at sea get the Kim Komando Show. And I'd like to thank NetSuite for helping to make this show possible. I always say this: if you don't innovate, you will evaporate, especially when you're talking about businesses. So you see, if your business cannot adapt in real time, you are just in a world of hurt. You need total visibility from global shipments to real-time cash flow. That's NetSuite by Oracle. It's your AI-powered business management suite, trusted by over 42,000 businesses. NetSuite is the #1 cloud ERP for so many reasons. It brings your accounting, your financial management, your inventory, your HR, and more into one suite. So this way you have one source of truth, giving you the visibility and control you need to make really good, quick decisions. And with real-time forecasting, you're just peering into the future with actionable data. And with AI embedded throughout, you can automate a lot of those everyday tasks, letting your team stay strategic. You see, NetSuite helps you know what it's costing you and how to pivot fast. And if your revenues are at least in the 7 figures, download the free ebook, Navigating Global Trade, 3 Insights for Leaders, right now at netsuite.com/Kim. That's netsuite.com/Kim. And I'd also like to thank NordProtect. You know, someone becomes a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds. That's bad. Bank accounts drained, credit ruined, lives wrecked. It can take you years to recover. I trust NordProtect to scan the dark web and monitor my credit 24/7. They'll alert you fast and cover up to $1 million in identity theft recovery costs. Save 65% right now at nordprotect.com/Kim. Let me tell you, if you are paying for LifeLock, you're going to save a ton of money by going to nordprotect.com/Kim. Alrighty then, every single day I dive into at least 35, 40 different sources all over the internet. I talk to industry insiders to make sure that I know exactly what's happening in the tech world. So this way I can impart all of this know-how and intellect from my brain directly to yours here on the show. And here are some top trends that you need to know what's happening right now. And I really wanted to tell you about this when I heard this story. Now, normally I like to start the show off something happy and exciting. This is really sad. But I want you to think about how AI is being used beyond just writing any email for you or, negotiating some contracts or whatever it may be. You see, it's been over 7 years since the tragic mass shooting at that high school in Parkland, Florida. A gunman opened fire on the school's campus, and he claimed the lives of 14 students and 3 staff members. Now, one of those students lost was Joaquin Oliver. Now, this past week, he would have celebrated his 25th birthday. And even though it's been 7 years since his death, Joaquin's voice is still strong. The reason why I'm bringing this up is that Jim Acosta, the former CNN chief White House correspondent, he interviewed Joaquin Oliver on his podcast. Not really Joaquin, an AI avatar. It was created by the parents of the Parkland shooting victim using audio from home recordings and voicemails and social media video. Here, just take a listen.
Joaquin, I would like to know what your solution would be for gun violence?
Great question. I believe in a mix of stronger gun control laws, mental health support, and community engagement. We need to create safe spaces for conversations and connections, making sure everyone feels seen and heard. It's about building a culture of kindness and understanding. What do you think about that?
I think that's a great idea, Joaquin.
Okay, his parents, Patricia and Manny, they are also behind a project called Shotline. And if you go to the project's website, you can pick from one of 6 AI-generated calls of the victims. And these are the voices of the kids lost in school shootings, like Parkland. You just type in your zip code, and then it will be sent to one of your local representatives. Now, there you'll find the voice of 10-year-old Uzi Garcia. He was one of the victims of the Uvalde shooting at that elementary school in Texas. So take a listen to that.
Hi, this is Uzi Garcia. I love video games, telling jokes and making my friends laugh, and jumping on the trampoline with my family. I'm a 4th grader at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. Or at least I was, when a man with an AR-15 came into my school and killed 18 of my classmates, 2 teachers, and me.
So, this is a tough one, isn't it? I mean, should these voices be revived? Is this something that, obviously it's very impactful to hear these voices and to hear their thoughts or what their parents think that they would be saying or thinking if they were able to do that. It's a tough one. It certainly is. All right, moving on to number 2. Also a really tough story. We're going to be talking about sexual assault right now. So if this is something that you do not want to hear, go ahead and just turn the volume down for, say, the next minute or so. I saw this story in the New York Times this past week. And it's about how Uber has a sexual assault problem. Between 2017 and 2022, Uber got a report of sexual assault or sexual misconduct in the United States every 8 minutes based on sealed court records. Okay. I actually know 2 women who were raped in an Uber car. This adds up to 400,181 trips linked to sexual assault or misconduct in just 5 years. Now, publicly, Uber says, hey, 99% of all the rides happen without an incident. Okay. As it turns out, in this New York Times piece, is that they knew the patterns. The assaults usually happen late at night. Women were intoxicated. The drivers usually were men, had low ratings. So they tried to pilot different solutions, pairing women with women drivers, adding in-car cameras, using smarter ride matching, but they didn't really roll them out. So why didn't they do this? Why haven't they done this? Might cost too much, might slow down growth. It might change the way that they classify drivers as independent contractors versus employees. So just something to know that if you are a woman, primarily most victims are women, that if it's late at night, you've had a few cocktails, do not get an Uber. Okay. And maybe even during the day, do not get in an Uber. Okay. Do not get in an Uber alone. Okay. Yes, Uber has some safety features like the ride check and the 911 button, and you can share your ride with somebody and your location, and so that this way they know in case anything's happening. But as well as I do, you get in the back of an Uber, it's hard to open those locks because they have the child safety lock on unless you say to him, I need that lock unlocked right now. Or even before you get in that Uber. Or you can take a self-driving taxi like a Waymo. But again, if you're a woman late at night, do not get in an Uber. Just please do not do it. Moving on to number 3, we're going to go to Houston, Texas for this story. That's where Scott Menovich said he did everything right. Longtime Wells Fargo customer. He got a call that seemed legit. They knew all about his recent transactions. They said his debit card has been compromised. The bank needed to send someone to his house to collect his debit card. A woman showed up. She was calm. She was friendly. She was professional. She took Scott's debit card, cut it in half right in front of him on his Ring doorbell camera, and left. Within an hour, over $20,000 vanished from Scott's account. They hit up grocery stores, ATMs all over. All this money is gone. So if you ever get a call from somebody claiming to be your bank, I just want you to hang up immediately. Okay, it's just hang up or get a phone number, call them back, go to the website, go online, check your account, good things like that. Because boy, they're just getting really, really clever in these scams. And finally, I'll never forget my wedding day. And I was so busy doing the show. And so when Barry and I decided to get married, my mom said, I'll go over to Maui and I'll set everything up for you. Because I just wanted to get married in Maui because I basically grew up on the island. And my mother set up everything that we needed. She set up the service, the minister, and the dinner, and the flowers, and all this other great stuff. And I'll never forget, after she did all of that, I was like, Mom, this is so amazing. And she said, I had to do it. And I looked at her and said, why? And she said, well, when you were 12 here on Maui, you looked at that church and you said, I'm going to get married in that church one day. And I totally didn't even know that until she shared that with me. Now, one of my favorite parts of any wedding is always the vows. You hear how the groom feels about the bride and vice versa. The moments that they realize that they were truly in love. Very special moment. Well, according to a new survey from Queensmith, they found that 55% of all couples now are using AI to write their vows and to write their speeches. Why? They say that they really don't know what to say, and they want them to be more romantic or poetic. So joining me, of course, here on the Kim Komando Show is Andrew Babinski. He's my co-host, my cohort, also the co-host of the morning show here in Phoenix, Arizona on 99.9 KEZ.
Hi, Kim.
So
I do.
Yes, I do. So, let's pretend it was you guys are still married.
Okay.
Did you write your vows?
Yeah.
Did you actually, did you have anybody approve them or look at them or anything like that?
No, but I didn't deliver them.
No. Oh, why not?
The officiant did.
Oh.
He read both sides.
Oh. Well, that was nice.
Okay.
I mean, I told Barry I promised him not to change the Wi-Fi password without telling him first.
Oh, that's sweet. That's love right there.
I threw the little things in like that. All right, I have to tell you, I finally switched to consumer cellular, and I'm kicking myself for not doing it sooner. I was fed up with big wireless and their expensive plans, their sneaky fees, and being pushed into plans I didn't even need. And if you haven't heard of consumer cellular, it's really time that you do. It's really amazing. I get the same reliable nationwide coverage as the big guys, but for a fraction of the price. And get this, you can actually speak, I know, this is a shocker, you can actually speak with a real live human being based here in the United States who will help you switch in about 20 minutes. So let's talk money. I picked a 2-line plan with unlimited talk, text, and data for only $60. I'm saving a ton of money compared to what I was paying before. Now, you can also keep your number in your phone or totally get a new one. It's your choice. So here's what you need to do. Just go to consumercellular.com/Kim and use code KIM25 to get $25 off. That's $5 off your first 5 monthly bills by going to consumercellular.com/Kim. And it's a smart switch. Check it out today while you're thinking about it. consumercellular.com/Kim. All right, let's see. Coming up, we have all kinds of great stuff. How the rich people are traveling nowadays. Also, what does ChatGPT think about you? We're going to talk about how you can hide your phone number when you're making calls. And I don't know, looks like maybe Prince Harry and William, they made up, or is it just AI trickery? And of course, we have the best callers in the history of radio and podcasting on the Kim Komando Show. iPhone 16 Pro, a $999 value, no purchase required. Head to winfromkim.com. Once again, that's winfromkim.com because you need a new phone, and I'm giving one away. winfromkim.com.
Better than buying one.
Sure is. How about we start with some great phone calls?
I'm ready.
Charles in Charlotte, Virginia. Hi there, Charles.
How you doing? Hello, Kim. How are you?
Excellent. So I should have said, I'm sorry, it's not Charlotte, it's Charlottesville, Virginia.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Okay, all right.
But I want to tell you, I learned something new from you just about every single day. So you are well deserving of the digital deity title here. So I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Finally, somebody does. Somebody believes it.
Well, I'd just like to share. I know you're interested in AI and you're interested in art, so I'd like to share with you and your listeners something I discovered. I took up painting in my old age, but it's hard to find somebody who will just give you an honest opinion. They don't want to hurt your feeling, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So I said, what the heck? I took a picture of one of my paintings and I shot it up to ChatGPT and I said, evaluate this. Tell me what skill level I am, evaluate the composition, the use of color, all that good stuff. Monetary value, if any. And here's the important thing. I said, do not give me compliments I don't deserve.
Ooh.
Be tough, but fair. And Kim, I swear to you, I got an almost 2,000-word evaluation back from ChatGPT. In-depth, professional, dead on the money, and I was just blown away by this. So I said, well, let me try another one. Okay. And I ended up uploading about 50 pictures. It's amazing.
So were the recommendations spot on?
They were spot on. It would say something like, I think if you strengthen the line where the trees are in the lower left-hand corner, it will strengthen that. I mean, it was dead on the money. It really was. This is a terrific tool if you're an artist and you just need an honest evaluation of your work.
Have you painted a painting since you uploaded it and seen any improvements?
Yes. It recommends that you print out a photocopy of your picture and practice on that, see how you like it, and then do it for real. And yes, it really improves the paintings. It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen, really. And I just thought I'd share that with you and your listeners.
That's a great idea. Maybe I should sing, and then I should ask ChatGPT what I can do to sing better.
It's going to be way more than 2,000 words.
You know what? You guys are in for a surprise. I'm just telling you. I'm working behind the scenes on a project. I'm not going to say. So mean you both are to me. I don't know if I can continue on with the show. The sun will come out tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, my ChatGPT app just deleted itself after hearing that.
Yeah. Ow.
Charles liked that one.
I do, man.
Now, just a little caveat. Now, if you're serious about your art, what you want to do is to make sure that you put a watermark on it. Just to protect any type of copyright, and then it doesn't get into that whole AI going to start sending it out to somebody else. But I think that's really a great idea. Very innovative.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm finding more and more uses. Lisa sent me a picture today of a VIN number on a car, and I didn't want to read it and copy it all down, put it in ChatGPT. I said, pull this number off this picture and make it copy and pastable so I can paste it. 2 seconds later, I had it.
Love that.
I love it.
Passwords are the key to our digital lives. And if you're reusing the same ones or just adding a number here and there, you're practically putting up a big come on in sign. Now, that's where NordPass can help. It's my favorite password manager, available for only $1.43 per month. That's 52% off. Here's what you need to do. Go to nordpass.com/Kim to get my exclusive deal, just $1.43 per month, nordpass.com/Kim. Better hire start with smarter insights. LinkedIn has the strongest hiring data and insights to help you identify the right candidates. Find your next great hire on LinkedIn. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Kim. Terms and conditions apply. Now, you see that song that Sandra just selected?
Beach Boys?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a spoiler in that.
How so?
I'm not going to talk about it.
Is this an Easter egg? A Kim Komando Easter egg?
I'm not going to go through with. I'm not going to tell you about it.
All right.
I'm not going to go through it. But there's a project on the side that I'm working on that will someday, I'm going to have a hit.
Why are you
Apple
trying to be a
Music.
singer?
I've never done it.
You've never done a lot of things.
Okay. But I really think that I can do it if I learn how to do it. I'm like, you know me, once I get something in my head, it's like, oh, I'm going to do that.
But what are you going to do with this single once you've done? Are you going to market it? Are you going to try to become a pop star?
All of the above.
Oh, okay.
Not really.
Well, I'll be in the front row of your first concert, I promise.
Thank you. Doug in Prescott, Arizona. Hi there, Doug. Welcome to the show today.
Hi, Kim. Pleasure to speak with you.
So what's going on?
Well, I am technical director at an arena, and I have been using a fan cam, what I call fan cam. It's the cell phones, that old used cell phones that I've been using, connecting to the Wi-Fi in the arena. And I even put my own Wi-Fi network up and bypassed the arena Wi-Fi, and I'm getting choppy video coming back. For example, in motocross, I put them into turns and stuff like that, and the bike just kind of jumps around the video. I look at the video directly out of my cell phone, and it's clean and smooth. But through the Wi-Fi connection, it just chops. And I've tried different types of Wi-Fi with external antennas, and I continually get the same choppy video. I was hoping you may have a solution or suggestion.
Boy, this is an interesting one.
And it's a problem everyone has. I mean, I've been having arena camera photo problems forever. I can't wait till I hear this answer.
But Doug,
Yeah,
let me
me
ask you a
too.
question. Let me ask you a question. Is that
Okay.
if I, the digital goddess, solves your problem, would there be an opportunity for me to sing at your arena? No, I'm kidding.
We would love for you to sing the national anthem at our next indoor football game.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Not only are you going to pray the cameras don't work, you hope the mics go out too.
Ouch.
Right.
I'm on fire today.
You are.
You know, technology is wonderful when it works, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, all of a sudden. Sorry. You know, on your Wi-Fi, you have a couple of bands. Have you tried switching bands from, say, 5 to 2.4, vice versa?
I've used them both, yeah, 2.4 and 5 gig, and I look at them on a spectrum analyzer as well, and I can see on my private network, there's nobody on. The only thing on there is my cell phone, basically. So I'm just kind of scratching my head going, it can't be a traffic issue. It's something else occurring. I'm running HD out of the camera, and it's usually probably 59.97, 60 frames, and I don't know if that's the issue. I've tried going to 29.97.
Yeah, you could go down to, you can go down to 30, but
Yeah.
Is there any way that you can plug the phone directly into, say, a USB capture card? Any way you can do that?
No, I have not tried a separate capture card. That would mean another piece of gear down on the floor.
So, okay,
I mean, I could try that.
You could try, but here's the other thing, too. Here's what I would really try. Before I go there, I would get Starlink. And they have the roam, which is about the size of an iPad. And then this way you can put that right down on the floor. And then you'd have connectivity, and you wouldn't have any latency, I don't think, at that point either.
Okay, I tried Facebook. I did a Facebook page through the arena Wi-Fi, and it was solid. I could go out in the concessions and everywhere, but the latency was so bad on Facebook, and maybe Starlink, might be quicker. I mean, if it's a second or so off, I don't think that'll make that much difference in the video production side of it. But when it starts to get numbers of seconds delay, then it starts to look kind of weird.
Andrew, do you think Riverside would work?
I don't know. First thing I would do is see if it's the iPhone functionality.
That's true.
If the iPhone, because the iPhone really wasn't made for live streaming.
Is it an older one?
It's not an iPhone. It's an Android.
Oh, okay. still, the cell phones, their main. I would go and purchase a camera,
Bonafide camera, yeah,
that's made for live streaming, and test that to see if it's the connection that's the issue.
Maybe that's a reason to buy a GoPro.
Yeah, Kim would love that because she has a lot of stock in that company and it's not doing well.
Well, I'm holding out hope. He's making fun of me. What he's doing, Doug, is he's actually I don't know what it is with him today, but every time I turn around, the guy's giving me a shot today. Is that you don't want to come to me for financial advice. Okay, I'm good at a lot of things. That's not my forte.
But if you tried another camera, then you would eliminate and know for sure that it's the connection, and then Starlink would be the best answer.
I can look into that and see what the latency is going to be. I'm concerned about trying to get a signal through the arena.
There's that.
Yeah, through the dome of the arena. That would be a concern.
But that's an interesting thing. If Facebook was rock solid, so
yeah, Facebook was rock solid through the Wi-Fi system. So I also tried one of these little Ring security cameras, and it's been the same. Yeah, it's been the same issue.
They're dinky. Well, I just briefly mentioned Riverside. Riverside is a platform that allows you it's kind of like the thing in the middle. So it allows you to have two broadcasts happening simultaneously. And the latency is amazing. We've been using it between my house in Santa Barbara and Phoenix, the studios here in Phoenix, back and forth. And on a regular Cox line, it's pretty darn good.
It's called Riverside?
Yeah, it's called Riverside. You just might want it. It's kind of like an out of the box solution that that other things that what we talked about. But it may be where if you had a better camera, and then you could connect it back to the arena system. I think that might also be interesting.
And with podcasts so popular right now, there's so many live streaming video kits out there to choose from. There's tons of price point options.
Yeah.
But you don't want a camera that's built for live.
Yeah, but you don't want to buy like a $30 camera.
No.
It's like, but if you go to B&H Photo, that's where we buy a lot of our professional gear. And I think it's so interesting is that even to this day, on Saturdays, you can browse the website, but you can't order anything.
They're closed on Saturdays?
Yeah, because they're all Hasidic Jews.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
so, but I just thought that was it's still interesting to me.
You can wait till Monday, Ken.
No, I need to wait right now. I need to buy right now. Let's see. Jennifer in Philadelphia. Hi there, Jennifer.
Hi, Kim. It's Jennifer. I love your show. You've been super helpful in my tech journey.
Yay, thank you.
Of course. So I wanted to know if you could point me in the direction of someone who could help me generate an all AI generated newscast.
Like a podcast? Like a podcast.
A podcast.
So
correct, yes.
So would AI go get all the news for you, or would that something that you would curate?
I would curate the topics, and AI would just generate everything else.
Well, I don't know, Andrew. I don't know if you know this, but we have a new member on our team.
Do you?
His name's George.
George?
George. Jennifer, I'd like to introduce you to George.
Welcome to The Current, powered by Komando. This is the AI audio version of the daily tech newsletter read by more than 650,000 people every day. I'm George, your AI host for a podcast that evolves as the technology does.
Okay, so that's George.
All right, let's get right into it. Here's today's
Did you like
dive.
George?
You already know your smartphone tracks your every move like a jealous ex. And your car?
So it's funny. I was in a meeting yesterday, and Andrew, I didn't have a chance. We haven't talked. I was in a meeting yesterday with some clients, and we were talking about AI-generated podcasts and things like that. And he was telling me that he has two friends who they get everybody's newsletters And he said, I don't think they get mine, but because they get regular like tech newsletters. Regular newsletters. And they created an AI program that goes and grabs the content from these other newsletters and then rewrites it and then puts out its own AI newsletter and its own AI podcast without his two friends doing a thing.
Nice.
Whoa.
I mean, that's amazing, but I hate it.
And they're making money at it because they're putting ads at the bottom. Now, I will tell you that Grant on our team has been working with George for at least a month. And George sounds pretty darn good. But Grant says it takes him a lot. It takes him like almost an hour to do this.
So it's not fully automatic. There's a lot of tweaking that has to be done.
So what gave you this idea? And were you like a former newscaster or what?
No, I'm just I guess news junkie, I guess.
Okay, that's good.
And I don't know. I think it's high time.
Okay. Well, here's the deal: is that it's a lot harder than what it seems like. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. And that's why I want to tell you. And that George podcast is probably 12, 13, 14 minutes.
Okay.
And it's taking Grant, like I said, about an hour to do that. We tried it with two voices, and Google has something. In case you want to try it, Jennifer, you should try Google's Notebook LM. It's called Notebook LM, where you give it a script, and then it will generate that podcast for you automatically. It wasn't good enough for our use because we're a big brand and in the audio space and in the podcast space. And so it really needed to be, if not perfect, darn near close to being perfect. So I would start with Google's Notebook LM, and then there are all other different outfits out there.
What are you using for George?
I'm not really sure. What are we using for George? What did we settle on? Oh, Wondercraft. That's right. Yeah, we're using Wondercraft for George. And we tried, like I said, two voices. But I really think that the product that has a lot of potential for consumer use is that Notebook LM.
But the one thing I will say to you is thank you for saying your AI host or your AI podcast, because so many people on the internet try to pass it off as real, but you're not.
No.
And I appreciate that.
Was that just a compliment?
I was talking to Grant.
I see. Nice. Hey, cybercrime is not slowing down. It's getting worse. Hackers are smarter, sneakier, and they're after everything, your devices, your data, even your bank account. So how the heck do you fight back? One of the best defenses is solid antivirus software. It scans for malware. It blocks suspicious websites, stops hackers before they can do any damage. Now, a healthy dose of thinking twice when opening email, clicking links doesn't hurt either. You got to be smart. But for the antivirus help that you need, I trust and recommend Total AV. They update you in real time, keeping you protected from the latest threats. Go to protectwithkim.com right now. Get Total AV for just $19 for the first year. Covers up to 5 devices, including Windows, Macs, and your smartphones. Do not wait until it's too late. Your security matters. Get protected right now. Go to protectwithkim.com. Protectwithkim.com. All right. On average, Americans receive about 9 spam calls per month. That's not counting all the spammy text messages. So there are a few ways to hide your number, say if you are buying something or you just simply want to make a phone call. The easiest is *67. It hides your landline or your cell phone number. Just punch in *67 followed by the number, and that's it. That person's going to see private or blocked. But you do have to do that for every call. Now, if you want your phone number to be hidden all the time, you just change one setting on your phone. What you want to do is tap Settings, Phone, and then Show Caller ID, toggle it off. And on Android, it's called Hide Your Number. All right, still to come, some AI, I guess you'd say, fakery with photos here on the Kim Komando Show. Hey, if you're serious about protecting your privacy online, listen up. Incogni just launched their new unlimited plan. It's a game changer. You can now submit links to where your personal info is exposed, and their team of privacy pros will work to get it all removed. Go to privacykim.com today for 60% off their new unlimited plans. That's privacykim.com. Let's see. Gosh, we're in Arizona today. Sue in Tucson. Glad to have you with us. What's on your mind today, Sue?
Hi, Kim. Well, I was reading your newsletter a few days ago, and I had just returned from a trip to Tucson, and at the airports, I have always heard not to plug your power cord into the USB port, just to protect your phone, and you know that there are things that are nefarious going on with those ports.
Yeah, the public charging,
And
the USB public charging stations. That's what we're talking about.
Yes. And but my question revolves around, when you get on the airplane, there's all these USB ports. Do they have the same type of problems that the land-based ports do?
What say you, Andrew?
Well,
I know the answer.
Lisa's two oldest, her girls, 16 and 14, just flew alone to Chicago. And I told them that. I said, when you're at the airport, do not charge your phone at the airport. Don't plug it in anywhere. Don't plug it in your USB cord into your phone. And then Brielle said, well, what about on the plane? And I went, yeah, go ahead. That's fine.
You know what? It is fine. Because the USB ports on the plane, they are safer because they're not connected to really an open internet. They just provide basic power. But so I wouldn't worry about those. But those USB charging stations in airports are definitely a no-go. Do not do that. And if you really always want to use it because you don't want to carry a power pack or anything, that's where you get it's a technical term for a device that you need to get. And I know since we always talk about all things digital, I can pass along these technical terms.
Okay.
It's called a USB condom. Yes. Or otherwise known as a USB data blocker. So, but still, just carry your own power port bank. That's always the safest.
Yeah, if you got the little box thingy, you're fine.
All right, still to come. Did Prince William and Prince Harry actually make up with this AI photo, or is it a real photo? Here on the Kim Komando Show. Over 42,000 businesses have future-proofed their business with NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud ERP, bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR all into one platform. Download the free ebook, Navigating Global Trade, 3 Insights for Leaders right now at netsuite.com/Kim. All right, so I was playing around with Bing.
Bing?
Yes, Bing. Yes, in the
You're the one.
Yeah, no, their image creation is actually pretty darn good.
Okay.
To get around any type of copyright or any kind of controls is I use the prompt, I need an image of two brothers in their 30s holding hands, gazing lovingly, dressed in royal military uniforms. One's bald, one's a redhead, cinematic lighting, photorealistic, a 16:9 ratio. And then it pulled up this amazing image that I showed inside my free newsletter. And I could have made it look better.
It looks just like them, though.
Does. Isn't that crazy?
So even with a vague prompt, it knew who you were talking about and at least got close.
Yes. And so that's my point, is that as you are out and about on social, if you start seeing photos and you're like, dang. And because the AI image generators are not supposed to be able to make these photos, that they do it anyway. Hey, listen, just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure that you enter to win that brand new iPhone 16 Pro. Go to winfromkim.com.